50 years ago, 9 courageous high school students changed America. It was a time when skin color determined almost everything, including where you went to school. But a simple step toward equality turned a segregated nation upside down. Despite the landmark Supreme Court decision, Brown versus the Board of Education, which essentially made segregation illegal in 1954, it was not until 1957, 1958, that Little Rock, Arkansas began to implement its desegregation plan. It was the beginning of some of the most tumultuous times in America.
I just happened to sign up in the 9th grade.
Virgil Blossom was the superintendent of schools in Little Rock, Arkansas during the integration crisis in 1957. My dad was a champion of equality. I mean, he always was.
There was a mood within my family and within my community that things were changing. To be prepared for change, you must get the best education available. But we were told by the Arkansas National Guard that we could not go in. It was just hard for me to believe because I'm 14 years of age, and I had heard the governor come on TV a couple of nights prior who said he was calling out the Arkansas National Guard to protect the citizens of Little Rock. And I considered myself a citizen. So that was how naive I was at that time. The police were there, and there was only 17 in the city that was there. There was 1,000 people outside.
It was very tough on my mother and my sister and me, simply because nobody likes to pick up a phone and hear, by tomorrow night at this time, both of you girls will be dead.
In 57, 58, I went to school every day. We had bodyguards. We were picked up every morning by a military convoy, escorted to school, escorted through the hallways, a guard outside of the classroom.
At the time of the Little Rock Nine, I was in that segregated school in Maryland, and my mother was adamant that I watch all of this on television. I watched Orville Faubus in the door of the school saying that these children weren't going to come in. And I realized that those children looked like me.
The governor closed all the schools, black, white, and integrated. So you had kids that were joining the service, some who just dropped out completely. And so it ran its gamut. For me, I took correspondence courses. All the work that I had put in and my home being bombed in 1960, all that diploma validated everything that I had gone through. I needed that diploma. I needed that to satisfy myself.
I remembered that they were tenacious. They showed up every day. And so I knew that I had to show up every day.
For us today, it is really important to see that any of us, however normal we might be, can actually do something with persistence and with conviction that can actually change history for the better.
Right now in the world that we live in, there's such fear of the other, whether it be about immigrants, whether it be about people in the Middle East that we don't know a lot about, and to start opening up those lines of education and becoming educated as American citizens and kind of looking at that and seeing and dispelling myths and trying to bring it into our schools, I think is something that's very important.
I think it's important that we are able to learn how to take adversity and make it something powerful and draw from the integrity within ourselves as well as the people near us.
These young people had tremendous support from their families and their communities. And in the 21st century, if it's anything that young people need, it's that kind of support.
I think the actions of the 9 students have impacted my life, and that they stood up for what they believed in. They took the heat and the anger and the wrath, in some ways, of a nation, and stuck to their values. And that's inspirational for me, especially working in gay and lesbian rights.
We can look at the mayors of cities. We can look at who's heading our universities. We have a lot of opportunities out there now that we did not have 50 years ago.
This work is not done. It was just started in '57, and it went through to the present day. We're having very crucial issues being decided in regards to affirmative action.
I didn't know I was going to be this person that would be talked to 50 years later. I didn't know that I would receive the Congressional Gold Medal in 1999. I didn't know that I would have a stamp or a silver dollar commemorating what we did. We didn't do it for that. We did it because it was the right thing to do. If we can inspire some of these students to stay in school and do well in school and achieve those dreams that we have, it's all worth it for me to talk about it.
I think we need to honor their courage and their steadfastness.
I think they're cool people, and we're just honored to have them in Denver.
I personally have a lot of gratitude for the Little Rock Nine.
I thank the Little Rock Nine because without them, a lot of the platform for what happened to me in my life and what's going to happen to my kids, it couldn't have occurred.
Ernest Green, Thelma Mothershed Ware, Elizabeth Thetford, Terrence Roberts, Carlotta Walls Lanier, Gloria Ray Kalmark, Jefferson Thomas, Melba Patello Beals, Minnie Jean Brown Trickey. Thank you.